I did notice the testicles that someone drew up there below the pipe.
I think it's a butt, isn't it?
Oh, it's a butt. I thought it was.
It's an either or.
Oh, all right. I thought it was balls in the pipe, but I could totally be a butt. Yeah. Hey, man, I saw you on Chelsea Lately last week, and I thought it was an awesome interview, and I was going to steal some of her questions to ask you, but I was kind of drunk, and I don't remember any of them. I just remember going, man, that was a great interview. I can't wait to talk to Gavin next week. How was it on her show? Is she as cool as she seems and as everybody thinks she is?
Yeah, she was real fun. They asked me to watch a couple of the shows of hers, so I saw her taking apart some actor, like just terrorizing this dude, and then I saw her being really nice to Dave Grohl. So I was like, I had a good. You have the pre-show chat, with the producer. They talk about stuff, and that went real smooth, and she was fantastic. I couldn't have had a better time.
Did she make you pound bottles and bottles of vodka with her after the show?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I figured. That's the vibe I get from her, and I'm glad to hear that she follows through with the talk that she talks. Hey, new album, Sea of Memories, right? First album since 2002 for Bush, is that?
Yes. Well, the last shows we did with 2002 in Bush. Yeah, it's been a minute. I don't really have any other. I don't have any excuses for it. It just kind of is what it is. And I basically did 2 other big projects that seemed to take up my time, and all the time trying to just work my way back to the band. So it took longer than I thought. The Institute cycle was like 3 years, and then to do the solo thing was like 3 years. It just takes time, especially being on a major label, which I'm not anymore. But, they move slowly, those big machines.
Right now, when you take that much time off and you get that much involved in other projects, like you were saying, I got my notes here. I prepared for the interview, man, so I'm not a douchebag and I sit down and I don't know what to say, all right? I'm organized. I see these guys laughing over here in the background like look at Dahmer reading his notes. Hey, man.
They're just laughing at you anyway. I don't think it's to do with the notes. I get that feeling that they're like,
They're probably doing that too. But what I'm saying is when you take that much time off and you're involved in that many other projects, is it more difficult to put 12 quality songs on a new album? I mean, is there more pressure on the band since you've been off the radar for a little while, or is there less pressure?
There should always be pressure to be good. Like you wanted to prepare for your interview. It's like I go in the studio, I want to get it right, So that pressure always comes from just within to be good, and to also, when I wasn't doing Bush, when I did the Institute record and with Page Hamilton, and when I did a solo record and I worked with so many people, there were so many things that were really great about music for me, about learning music, playing with other people, watching how other people are in the studio. So I kind of feel that I want to think that I brought all that experience and all that time into this new record, and every time you go in the studio, you want to be better. People say, what's your favorite song? I'm always like, the next one I write, Right. So it's just that's just it, the pressure to be good should always be there. When it isn't there, I think it's probably time that you should be doing something else. Like for me, I'm always trying to prove myself. I'm still hungry, and I love making music, and I like playing. So I don't mind the semen-fueled dressing rooms.
Nice. That kind of is a good lead into my next question. No, yeah, well, not the semen part. What I'm getting at is I was downstairs hanging out for a little while, and I was talking to a couple people, and one guy said, man, this has got to be great for Bush. They get back together and they get to run around and play these small, little, intimate clubs. And the other guy he was talking to said, no, man, this has got to suck for those guys, coming from playing huge arenas to now traveling around the country playing these small, little clubs. And I talked to another guy, and he said, you should ask Gavin that. And I said, well, I wouldn't want him to take it a wrong way, but how is that? Is it a great thing for the band that you get to be closer to your...
It's a combination, because like last night was 4,000. Tonight it's maybe 1,000. The first show we did was 15,000. So they flip flop between sizes, and it's always better for a fan for me, I prefer to go see a gig in a place like this. For me to see a band, I like it in this exact venue versus the Staples Center. I take this any day of the week. Those arenas can be so cavernous and impersonal, and it's very hard to put on a great show and an intimate show. So no, these I like the balance between the two, and I also want to point out and stress that coming back with Bush, I'm not expecting that right away. We catapult and play, huge big venues and be like gorillas pounding our chests, beating our chests in the jungle. We're back and we're great, and you better come and see us, else you suck. It's like we have to work our way in. Like, I'm prepared to play here at a smaller venue, do an amazing show that everyone here goes, that was unreal. I want to play the kind of shows that people lie and say they were at. When they talk about it, in like 2-3 years' time, when they come back and play maybe a slightly bigger place. So I don't mind that. I think that it would be really wrong to assume that we should just come in and be the big shots. I think we come in and play good, play hard, and build it. And other people have done that, where they come back, they have big reunions, and they start with the massive venues because they feel they want to, perception is everything, and they want to be seen as playing those same venues. But then you might be scrambling to get to fill them out. So for us, it's just like having a really good, healthy crowd and spreading the word. That's what the function of this tour is. It's not to sort of send a postcard to my mum of me playing the Enormodome.
Right, and I think people can really appreciate it when they see a band, with your history and your reputation come in to a smaller venue like that. I mean, just when the commercials are playing on the radio, people say, "Are you kidding me? Bush is coming to the Orbit Room? Hell yes, I got to go to that show." And that's an experience that people aren't going to forget. And not that your shows in bigger arenas are forgettable, but you said it's a lot more personal in a small show like this. I was talking to my PD this morning, and I said to him, "Hey, is there anything you want me to ask Gavin tonight?" And he goes, "Ask him about his wife." He goes, "Who's he married to? Gwyneth Paltrow?" Has anyone ever mistaken your wife, Gwen Stefani, for Gwyneth Paltrow, or just my douchey boss?
I think that accolade will go directly to your boss. I think he's alone on that one, but it's a good one. I mean, that's a win-win. I mean, do you know what I mean? No complaints there.
Hey, I saw you on Burn Notice a couple of weeks ago playing like a shady arms dealer dude. Now, is that a new bad guy character on Burn Notice that you might be playing for a while, or was that kind of a 1 or 2 episode thing?
Right. They did mention that they want it's like a minimum of 2 episode things. They're going to figure out a way to get me back in there, and for me, it's one of those things. Like I only care about doing Bush. It's taken me a long time to get the band to get to this point, get to the Orbit Room. It's taken me a lot of time and work to get to the Orbit Room. And so I can't take anything else that would interfere with it. So the TV thing is perfect, because this came along and they're like, "You want to do this TV show?" I was like, "No way! I'm on tour. I want to do my band." And they're like, "Oh, they're giving it to you in maybe a week and then 2 weeks." I was like, "Sure." So I was into it because I like that girl Gabrielle Anwar. I think she's a great actress. So I did it. And I must be going up in the world because I didn't get killed. Most of my acting jobs, I get killed.
Yeah, I saw another movie. I was really impressed a couple of years ago, and I can't remember the name of it, but I remember going, it was like this bank robber movie, and you were like what was it?
How to Rob a Bank.
Yeah, and you were the lead bank robber guy, right?
I was. It was a small film, but I'll take it. Yeah, I was a lead supporting actor.
Now, is that? I mean, I know you just said Bush is your main focus, but I mean, in the future, are you going Hollywood, baby?
No, up until Scorsese rings me, then I'm out of here. Like you will never see me again. But no, I love doing what I'm doing. So it's luxury, and I'm having a blast doing it, and I'm enjoying surprising people. When you do the shows right, you shock people. For whatever reason, it's a strange phenomenon, and I love that about playing live. That's why I have so much passion about playing live, because you just see people just shocked and blown away, and that it makes all the sense of all the sacrifice that all of us do. You know, there's a big entourage of people, I don't know, maybe 14, 15, 16 people that travel with us all together. And, you know, every single person is away from their regular life, their partners, their loved ones, you know, so the payoff is the show. So if you get the show right, it makes sense of everyone. And then if you screw up or the show isn't good, it makes everyone real homesick real fast. So that's the way to keep everybody buoyed up and positive, is to try and be great.
Can you feel it on nights when you guys are up there playing and the crowds, they're just not into it? Can you feel that energy? And I mean, do you say to yourself, man, something's not right tonight, you know?
Well, sometimes you can get that in festivals. You know, our own shows is pretty luxurious because not so much. People are just so happy with playing. But I think that in situations where you play on a big bill with lots of bands, where you have to win, someone came over there to see other bands. You know, they're cool to watch you, but you know what I mean. Their original reason to come was maybe another band, and that I like that challenge because you got to win them over, and therefore you have the whole set to pull them in, because you know the people, it's very political, you know, what bands you like, what t-shirts you wear, who you're into, who you're seeing enjoying and all that. So I just try and smash through that with good music, and you try and get there. And if we don't, you know, as long as you die trying, that's cool.
Right on, dude. Well, hey, man, I know that you got a big show to do, and you got a lot of meet and greets and other pre-show business to take care of. But it was super nice meeting you, and thanks for taking the time to sit down and chat with us. Good luck with Bush, and good luck with the rest of the tour and Burn Notice and whatever other billion projects you're into for the rest of your life, man.
Thanks so much. Good to see you.